someone who graduated from Howard University, the Mecca. And let me tell you, if you know anything about Howard University, you know it's an amazing institution. And we also have someone in Tim Walz who is a football coach. Who doesn't love Friday night lights? So look, we have a team, we're ready, and the next speaker is going to tell you what we can do and get you fired up. I'm excited about our next guest speaker. She was raised in West Virginia, and you already know who she is. The cat's out of the bag. It's Jennifer Garner. She knows small towns and rural values. As an artist ambassador for Save the Children, she dedicated over a decade advocating for children's rights and education. This is exactly what VP Harris's commitment is in terms of social justice and support for underserved communities. She co-founded Organic Baby Food Once Upon a Farm, promoting nutrition for children. That is critical. And she has roles in all sorts of films. So next up, I'm excited to introduce an award-winning actress and philanthropist, Jennifer Garner. Take it away.
Thank you so much. Hello. Thank you. And thank you, Jane Cleve. That was really, you touched me so much. What an incredibly inspiring day. First of all, can you imagine a better completion of the Harris Walz ticket? Just like through the roof excitement. Can you imagine a better group of people? I've been listening just with my hand on my heart, just in love with everything and all of the people that I've been listening to on this call that rural America has to offer. It is like the whole country suddenly has the opportunity to point towards joy. And I am so thrilled to talk to you right now here today about what I love about rural America. So my dad grew up with very little in Texas, in Richards and Baytown, Texas. My mom grew up with nothing but a wonderful family in the middle of nowhere at Dirt Farm, Oklahoma, really just kind of Dust Bowl depression. And my sisters and I somehow were able to grow up middle class in West Virginia. And how did this happen? Because people gave my parents a leg up. They encouraged them to get educated. They helped them just a little bit here and a little bit there, showed them this is how you work in the cafeteria. This is a teacher that really believes in you. And because my parents got educated, it changed everything for my sisters and me, for our children, and forevermore for our family. So I grew up believing so strongly in the power of education. I also saw in my little elementary school kids who came from generational rural poverty, who did not have the opportunities that I did, who did not have preschool like I did, and all of the early education that matters so much for kids. And I saw them hanging back while some of us from professional families moved up in our classes, and it wasn't fair. It really bugged me. So 16 years ago, I went looking for the organization with the most efficacy in rural America. I kept people would say, do you want to work for this incredible organization that works over here? Who works over here? And I would say, but who's helping people like my mom and dad? Who's helping people like the kids I grew up with? And so this led me to Save the Children, which is a bipartisan, it's not a political organization. But Save the Children works across rural America and helping kids specifically from birth to 5 to get kindergarten ready, and then also to have that all important reading at grade level by 3rd grade, by the end of 3rd grade. And with this, I have had the gift of being able to go into people's homes, go into schools to fight state by state in states across the country. And I have seen the patchwork of rural America, the gorgeous patchwork of kids in Mississippi and South Carolina versus Appalachia, or kids in Appalachia versus our beautiful indigenous communities, or kids where English is a second language, here in California or New Mexico or Texas, kids where in beautiful, the states where everything happens in the middle of our country, where you are out there growing everything that we all need so desperately. I've been to these homes, I've been to these schools, and I've seen these families struggle. There is nothing but opportunity ahead for rural America. There's no wonder when I go into these homes and see how under-resourced communities are in the middle of nowhere in our country. And believe me, our country is so big, there is a lot of middle of nowhere. And I'm not talking about behind the Walmart. I'm talking about the town behind the town, who can get to Walmart, with a group of people maybe once a month because that's how often they can afford gas. And yeah, they're hurting. I mean, in 39 states, kids in rural communities are more likely to grow up in poverty than non-rural children. Rural families are more 20% more likely to receive public assistance. They're more likely, by 43% of rural children are eligible for free and reduced priced meals. They face food insecurity more, even though they will often be growing the food that fuels our entire country. So few kids in rural America have access to preschool, to early Head Start, to Head Start, or to high quality childcare. They're more vulnerable to natural disasters. But here is the kicker for rural America. Neighbors know one another. I have seen this. I've gone back to visit during natural disasters across all kinds of rural states. And again and again and again, I am blown away by the connections, the communities, like the community that I grew up in West Virginia, where neighbors look out for neighbors. Where if my mom wasn't home when I got home from school, because she was a school teacher and maybe she was still busy or running errands or whatever, I would go right down the street to Marge and I would know that she would have a key for me. And, Mrs. Moore would have a snack for me. And I knew I was taken care of in my community. That is the power of rural America. And that is what all of us have to harness right now. We have to harness that power. We have to get our neighbors excited. We have to show our enthusiasm and our pride as we advocate for the Harris-Walz ticket and to the eventual success of having Harris and Walz in the White House, governing this country and caring about rural America, making sure that there's more opportunity for healthcare in the middle of nowhere, making sure that broadband reaches across our country, that kids growing up in poverty or in places that are under-resourced have more opportunities for either home visitation programs like the one that I have gotten to witness for the last 16 years, or for childcare, high quality early childcare. So I'm so excited, thrilled to be here, and just thrilled to go out there, knock on doors with you, show our pride together, and to continue to point our country toward the joy ahead. The biggest opportunity in our country is rural. It has just been flown over too many times. It is time to walk through in awe of what we have to offer, and I'm so excited to do it hand in hand with all of you. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Amazing. Thank you, Jennifer. Look, we have Jennifer on board, and she's right. This work, what we're doing, is about the town, behind the town, behind the town. Those folks matter because most of us came from that town, behind the town, behind the town. And if we didn't come from there, we got our values from there. We got our roots from there. Look, I'm excited about all of our speakers. And the next speaker